So before your time with the NHLPA, which is now just over a decade, you were with the MLBPA. What are kind of the major differences between the two, have you found?
Well, it's sort of interesting. There are a couple primarily. First of all, the nature of the professional sports in terms of the business operations are similar enough that what you need to learn is the details, not the structure. The real differences are two in terms of working with the players. The first one is age. Hockey players in general are younger than baseball players, and that affects their maturity level. It affects the amount of time you need to take to work with them and so on. The second thing is demographic. The overwhelming majority of Major League Baseball players are either American or people suffused with American culture. Some from here, a lot from the Caribbean. The exceptions are the players from the Far East, South Korea, and Japan, and there aren't very many of those. So what that means is they basically have some level of understanding as to how the law works, what unions do, the role of unions in North American society, and all the rest of that. Hockey's different. It's now just under half Canadian, about a quarter American, but a little less than that. But the balance at any given point in time from anywhere from 10 to 15 European countries. Players come over, they don't have that kind of automatic acclimation as to how things work, what it's supposed to do, how a union functions, meaning internally, how are decisions made, what's your role as a member, and all that kind of thing. So it takes some considerable extra work. The third thing, not nearly as important as the first two, is that the baseball international operations tend to be of two types. One is Central American and Caribbean, in which you don't really have major league operations down there, although obviously a lot of players come from there. But then Far East, South Korea and Japan in particular. Japan has an extraordinarily highly developed baseball country and baseball structure in its own major league. Hockey is different, obviously. The international focus is in Europe, and that's just a set of different cultures. So it's a learning process.